last topic, y'all. Let's get into these super teams, man. So I did a video last week, and it started with LeBron saying the Bulls had a super team with Rodman, Scottie Pippen, and Mike, and then he said the Celtics had a super team with Bird, McHale, and Parrish, and I just thought that was crazy. So, I kind of briefly talked about that, and I kind of gave what I thought a super team is, and then I went to the comment section, and you just couldn't believe. I couldn't believe the comments, man. These people was like, "Oh yeah, the Bulls were a super team." I'm like, man, what the hell is y'all definition of a super team? Like, what do you call super, right? So I kind of wanted to talk about that, and I'm opening the phone lines up for this, y'all, because I want to hear why everybody's so confused about what a super team is. Like, the English language is a beautiful thing, man. Words mean something. So if you want to use a word, at least know what it means. At least use it right. So super. Right, and we're talking in terms of basketball, but let's just go back to the word super. What are they implying when they say super? Right, what do they say when they say super? Right, a super team. That word super, we know what a team is. We know it's 30 of them or 32 of them in the NBA. That's a team, right? A roster full of players and a coach. That's a team. But when you put the word super in it, that means it's separated from just any regular team. So let me propose this. If I put together a team of heroes, it might be your dad. It might be your school principal. Like, we look at them as heroes, right? It might be the firefighter who saved the burning house. It might be the policeman that protects the neighborhood. Those are heroes. If I put all of them together, that's a team. I had a team of heroes, a regular team of heroes, because the people that are on the team are regular. But if I ask you to put together a team of superheroes, that's different than a team of heroes. A team of heroes are regular dudes. A team of superheroes would be Superman, Captain America, the Hulk, the X-Men. The Supermen or the superheroes are different from the regular men or the regular heroes. So let's take that to basketball in the NBA. A regular team is a team of regular players. You don't have no superstars. You might not even have no all-stars. It's just a regular team. Name a team last year that didn't have any all-stars. Who was trash last year? I can't even think of a team. Maybe Memphis. No, they got Ja Morant. Who was a team that was just that was just trash? I'm trying to avoid saying Charlotte, because I think even though Melo hasn't made All-Star, I think he's an All-Star, and I think, but dang, man, give me a team. I can't even think. I'm drawing a blank, but you get my point. A team with no superstars, a team with no All-Stars, that's a team. That's a regular team, right? If you got a couple of all-stars on that team might be, it's still a regular team. But if you got a superstar on that team, you might have a contender. So a regular team to a playoff team to a contender, right? And these are things we know before they play a game. You look at the roster and you be like, yeah, that's a regular old squad. Oh no, that's a playoff team, right? Like right now, they just put the Clippers together. Clippers just picked up a whole lot of new pieces. You look at it, oh no, that's a playoff team. Or they might be a contender. But there are certain times where you put the team together and you look at it and say, oh no, that's a super team. You don't wait to the end of the season to call it a super team because they won. Like people waited for OKC to have this phenomenal season to be like, oh, no, they're a super team. If you didn't look at their roster before the season start and know it was and say that it was a super team, it's not a super team. Right? Were the Supermen on it? Right? So when we're talking about superstars, super teams, and all that stuff, you have to really get into that word super. Regular team, playoff team, contender, super team. Now, what is my definition of a super team? If we're talking about superstars, right? We know that having one superstar don't make you a super team. One superstar would be Jokic. We don't think no one else on that team is a superstar, right? So that's a team with one superstar. Is the Denver Nuggets a super team? No. What about a team with two superstars, Shaq and Kobe? Were the Lakers a super team? No. Two superstars don't make you a super team. Stockton and Malone, Jordan and Pippen. Those are two superstars. That's normal, right? But what makes your team or super team is when you have an abundance of superstars, which makes it abnormal. The reason why it's abnormal because it's very hard for most of the teams to do that because it's unlimited amount of superstars in the league. I think any given moment in the NBA, there's no more than 12 superstars in the league. It's between 10 and 12. So if we take the short end of 10 superstars, these are Supermen. Remember, the regular heroes are the police officers and the firefighters. The superheroes is Superman, Incredible Hulk, Captain America. So what players in the league are the superheroes or the superstars who can do things a normal man can't do or a normal player can't do? And when I say do things like that, I mean this superstar by himself can carry a team to the playoffs, and he can do it consistently. As one superstar on a team, you just get me some competent guys and a good offense, and we can make the playoffs just on how good I am as a superstar. That's different. Police officer is going to need a team with him. He's going to need gun, billy club, mace, handcuffs. Superman just got to show up. He's flying. He don't need a squad car. He needs less than a regular man. A superhero is different. I can protect the neighborhood. I can hear when the crime is. I can be in Kansas and hear the crime happening in New York, and I can fly there in 5 minutes. That's a superhero. That's Superman. Firefighter, police officer can't do that. These are regular guys. So the regular guys can't do what a Superman or a superstar can do in the league. So superstars, in my opinion, are those number one franchise carrying players who can carry a team successfully and consistently. There's only about 10 guys that can do that, right? Now, Kawhi, LeBron, KD, Steph, those guys, or James Harden has done it. I'm talking about guys who actually showed they can. Kyrie did it in Boston. As a number one, can you carry a team successfully? That's a superstar. It's 10 of them. Embiid, Jokic. Wemby can't even do it yet. All right, so superstars are hard to come by. Dennis Rodman can't carry a team as the number one. He's not a superstar. So having him on your team doesn't make your team a super team. One guy in my comment section told me that the Bulls was a super team because they had Rodman, Pippen, and Jordan. I said, well, if that's the case, what makes them a super team? He said, well, Rodman was a top rebounder, Pippen was a top defender, and Jordan was a top scorer. So I'm like, any team with a top rebounder, top defender, and top scorer. So LeBron, Ben Wallace, and Verjao. I said, what about when Rodman was in Detroit? When it was Joe Dumars, Rodman, and Isaiah, is that a super team? Oh, well, nah. So if Rodman makes the Bulls a super team, why he didn't make Detroit a super team? Right? So if you're going to have a definition of something, can you please apply it across the field to see if it actually works, see if it actually makes sense, see if it actually withstands scrutiny? Right? So a superstar is a number one franchise carrying player. And for you to have a super team, you have to have three of those guys, and they have to be in their prime. It can't be somebody past their prime, because a superhero or Superman with kryptonite in his pocket ain't no good to you. And the kryptonite of every superhero or superstar in the NBA is time. Father time is always their kryptonite. When Charles Barkley, Scottie Pippen, and Hakeem Olajuwon got together in Houston, Barkley was past his prime, and so was Hakeem. And Scottie Pippen was right at the end of his prime. Why is that important? Well, if Barkley ain't in his prime no more, that means, number one, he ain't playing 82 games no more. And he ain't gonna be able to give you what he give you for 4 quarters every game. He gonna have to take nights off. He gonna have to take plays off. He gonna have to take quarters off. Hakeem was in and out of the lineup. Like, you can't even stay healthy. So it don't even matter to count a superstar if he got kryptonite in his pocket. If Father Time is in your pocket, I can't count you toward a super team. So a super team is 3 franchise carrying number 1 options, proven number 1 options, also in their prime. If you get 3 of those guys on a team, you have a super team. So let's count the super teams. I think Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, Garnett, super team. They were still in their prime, but they was toward the end of it. So that run only lasted 2 years for them, because as soon as Garnett got hurt, he was out of his prime. Kryptonite was in his knee. And then shortly after that, Ray Allen kind of diminished. They was trying to put him on the bench for Avery Bradley. So, yeah, there was a super team for about a year or two until KG got hurt. And then Kryptonite was on them. Miami Heat, Wade, Bosh, LeBron, super team. Brooklyn Nets, Harden, Kyrie, KD, super team. The 73-9 Warriors, not a super team. The only superstar on that team is there was a proven number 1 franchise carrying superstar was Steph. Now, every rule has an exception. It's got very few exceptions, but every rule has a couple of exceptions. Could Clay be the exception to the rule? Because he hasn't proven that he can be a number 1 and carry a franchise consistently over a period of time. He hasn't proven it. But some people do think Clay could do it. He was that good. So the exception to the rule for me, when KD showed up to the Warriors, he's definitely a number 1. He's definitely a superstar. Steph is definitely a superstar. I would even say that Clay at the time was a superstar, but he wasn't a proven superstar. So, but that's an exception to the rule. I accept it. So the Warriors with KD, super team. The Warriors without KD, just because they won 73 games doesn't make them a super team. They're not a super team. They had 2 superstars at best in their prime. But some would say they only had 1. But I say Clay was a superstar. So 2, not a super team. That's a dynamic duo. Dynamic duos are easy. You could have those. And if it's 10 superstars in the league, at the most, you can have 5 teams with a dynamic duo. That's 5 contenders. But if you have a team with 3 of them, you got a third of them on one team. There's really only 2 other teams that could possibly form a team that can match it. So that's what makes an advantage with super teams. There's only 10 superstars to go around. If you get 3 of them on one team, there's a very small chance that there's another franchise that was able to create the type of cap space to also get 3 of them to match you. So you already got an advantage over the entire league because you got 3 of the supermen on one team. That's why super teams are a big deal. No, Dennis Rodman is not a superstar. The Bulls were not a super team. Right? So, after I said all of that, I want to open the phone lines up because there were so many people that tried to tell me that having 3 All-Stars was a super team. Well, I still remember when the Hawks had Kyle Korver, Jeff Teague, and Al Horford, or was it Joe Johnson, Jeff Teague, and Kyle Korver? They had 3 All-Stars. They won about 60 games that year too. That's not a super team, dog. That team had 0 superstars. Joe Johnson was very good, not a superstar. They had 0 superstars. So y'all want to call it a super team? The name gives away everything. It says super. How can you make a super team with regular players? You have to have superstars to make a super team. You have to have superheroes to make a super team. So All-Stars don't get it. 3 Hall of Famers. Okay, so 3 Hall of Famers. So I got to wait 15 years after they retire to find out if they make the Hall of Fame, to know if that team 15 years ago was a super team. The dude said 3 Hall of Famers make a super team. I said, hey, look, Detroit had 4 Hall of Famers: Adrian Dantley, Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars, and Dennis Rodman. And then they had Mark Aguirre and Vinny the Microwave Johnson coming off the bench. Was that a super team? He said, oh, man, I didn't know Adrian Dantley made Hall of Fame. And I didn't know Joe Dumars made Hall of Fame. Well, I guess the Detroit Pistons are a super team. Really? The Detroit Pistons was a super team because 4 people made the Hall of Fame? You know how many people in the Hall of Fame who are not superstars? You know Dikembe Mutombo's in the Hall of Fame? You know Vlade Divac's in the Hall of Fame? Just because you make Hall of Fame don't make you a superstar. Tony Parker's going to be in the Hall of Fame if he's not already there. Pau Gasol's in the Hall of Fame, not a superstar. You don't have to be a superstar to make the Hall of Fame. You don't have to be a superstar to make All-Star. Superstars are the supermen, the superheroes who can carry a franchise and prove that they can carry a franchise consistently and successfully. So no, it's not Hall of Famers. It's not All-Stars. Hall of Famers are not superheroes. There's superheroes in the Hall of Fame, but there's a lot of regular people in the Hall of Fame. There's superheroes in the All-Star game, but there's a lot of regular folk in the All-Star game. Tyrese Halliburton was in the All-Star game. Not a superhero, not a Superman, not a superstar. So it's not All-Stars. You don't count All-Stars to form a super team. All-Star and super is not the same word. I just want you to remember that. If someone tell you a super team is X, Y, and Z, and you don't hear the word super come out, then it's not a super team. What's a super team? Oh, it's 3 All-Stars. I didn't hear the word super. How's it a super team if they're not super? No, that's called a great team. Oh, if you get 3 great players, no, that's called a great team. What is a super team? Superstars, an abundance of superstars. And an abundance is 3 or more. 2 is normal, 1 is normal. Right? So it's not All-Stars. It's not great players. It's not Hall of Famers. It's not all-time defenders. It's not all-time rebounders. It's super stars. Make a super team, right? So let's open the phone line up, man. I want to hear what y'all think. Let me get in the comments and see what y'all think. Somebody said Robert Horry is a superhero. I'm not even going to entertain that. Andrew Lanson said, a super team is rare AF. Bozos would carry anything, will call anything a damn super team. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And then to change the definition in mid-sentence for another team. Caller from Jersey.
Hello.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
What's your
definition? You said from Jersey.
What's your definition of a super team?
Well, I think in the case on the super team, you would have to have like at least like 3 players that would be considered like exceptional talent.
No. That's an exceptional team. What's a super team?
I guess the best way I could put for like a super team would be like having something like maybe in the case probably best like top 2 or top 3 players on one team, if that would make sense.
Top 2 players in the league.
Yeah, like top 2 or top 3.
Give me an example. Have you ever seen one of those teams before?
The only thing I could probably maybe think of would be the Heatles, or maybe even the KD Warriors, because thinking on it, like KD was easily at the time a top 2 or 3 player in the NBA, and Steph was the best shooter in the NBA, as well as Klay Thompson being like one of the greatest, like catching, well, actually the greatest.
Yeah, see, you just went against your definition already. You said a top 2 or a top 3 player, so either 1, 2, or 3. So you saying KD was either 1 or 2 at the time. What was Steph?
He would have probably been actually maybe about like somewhere about like top 5.
Okay, so your definition already fell apart.
Yes. The only thing is though is that with how he was playing during like 2016 and everything, some people might consider him being like the best player in the NBA.
Yeah, but what do you consider him? If your definition is having 2 top 3 players on the squad, and then you gave an example of the Warriors, but you said Steph wasn't a top 3 player, then your definition already couldn't withstand scrutiny.
That's true.
Right. And that's my thing. Like people haven't given it enough thought to really know why they call super team and what makes them super. Right. What makes them super is, number one, you give yourself already an advantage that no one else can have because there's a limited amount of these guys. And number 2, these guys have to be super. And super separates you from all-star. It separates you from great player. It's beyond that. It's almost supernatural. So it has to be those guys. And if you get those guys in your prime, I think 3 of them makes a super team. But I thank you for the call, man. I'm gonna take another phone call, man. Appreciate you.
Oh, most definitely. Thank you for taking my call. You have a good night. Be safe.
All right, you too. Yep. All right, let's get another call in. I want to hear some definitions. Let's get some more calls. That man said Mel was talking about the 73 Warriors. I just think Hawks were similar to the Warriors because both were not super. I agree. Caller from Texas was good.
Bruh, you need to be sanctioned.
What, man? What I do, man?
You man, you got us up here on. You got us like Stockholm syndrome up here hostage for 4 hours. This man, bruh, this is abusive. This is like an abusive relationship. I'm like, good Lord, bruh. This is like being in church when I was a kid in summertime at revival on a freaking weekday. On a weekday,
it ain't that bad,
bruh. Yes, it is. You went through, bruh. You basically put down a doctoral thesis on Caitlin Clark. I had to sit here and listen to a TED Talk about Caitlin Clark, and I'm blaming you for that because you did that. That was all you.
Oh, okay,
man. And it needs to be said. That needs to be said. It was a hell of informative because I love PBS just like everybody else. I love it. You know what I'm saying? Eyes on the prize, all that stuff. But my Lord, bruh, I'm sorry. You just gonna need to be put on punishment or something.
What I need to take another week off.
No, that's what it is. You keep saving stuff up. You go on vacation or whatever you do, and then you come back and you like all this stuff you thought about when you're laying on the beach chilling out. You're like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna make sure everybody gets what I'm unload on everybody. They gonna feel my thoughts.
I should have said, you know what?
They gonna feel my thoughts.
Everything would have been okay. I think I should have saved the Caitlin Clark for tomorrow, and I think I should have just did the 3 topics, and I probably would have been done in 2 hours.
Well, again, I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. It was hell of informative. Like I said, it was a gem. But good Lord, it's like you preached a great sermon, okay? But did you have to go for 4 hours in the Texas heat? And I'm missing Hawaii 5-0. Why are we still talking about this? I get it. You're smarter than everybody else. Great. Hey.
What's your thought? What's your thoughts on super teams, though, Jeff?
Hey, so super team is basically, in my opinion, you have superstars that constitute players that are franchise players, franchise leading players. So, absolutely, the Heat, that's super team, because you got 3 dudes from the same draft class that were all lottery picks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can't like, I'm sorry, that would literally be if Jordan played with Akeem Olajuwon himself and Charles Barkley, literally, when they're going into their and by the way, all 3 of them are max players, all 3 of them, right? At the time, they had to do some finagling and all that stuff, but they're all 3 max players. Okay, so there's no hiding that one. When it comes to now, I believe the Warriors were an overpowered team. Like you said, to me, Klay is not a superstar, but his skill for what he did made him. He made that team overpowered with the addition of KD. So you got 2 superstars in Klay and KD, and then you get what Klay was able to do as a defensive player and 3-point shot specialist. That made them overpowered. So you can, it might be semantics, but it's close. But when people talk about, like, some of these other, like, that was manufactured. I guess my way of looking at it is manufactured. The Lakers were the Lakers were overpowered, but they did a lot of their stuff through the draft. The Celtics, same thing. The Bulls, same thing. So but now the Bulls weren't overpowered. The Bulls were just a great team. They were a great team.
Yeah. So you saying
super team?
You saying some of the same things I'm saying, but the word super isn't coming out yet. Like we can't ignore the word super. Right. So
what now? Say it again.
We can't ignore the word super.
Right. I mean, like for me, the only one that I'm gonna call super is the Heat. I mean because it was manufactured. It was done on purpose.
But I don't think manufactured has anything to do with it either, though. I mean, because if Pat Riley had 3 draft picks and he drafted, the same year in 2003, and he drafted LeBron, Wade, and Bosh, all in the lottery, and the only thing that would have made us not look at it as a super team is because we never seen all of them individually lead us franchise by themselves. So if they all would have came in together, yeah, maybe it would have been a super team, but we couldn't really see it because they didn't prove that they were number ones. But the only thing about the manufacturer,
but they had proved that they were.
They did.
They had already proved it.
They did,
I'm not talking about from the draft.
But it's ways you can. But Kobe proved he was a number one while he was playing with Shaq, because Shaq would mix chunks of time during the season, especially in the beginning, and then he would and then Kobe actually, his job was to actually take over in the fourth. Kobe actually was the better example as far as work ethic off the court, so he was leading as a number one. He was playing as a number one on the court, so we actually knew Kobe was a number one.
But there was those 2. It was those 2 though. It was just those 2.
It was just those 2, correct?
Right. So that was one's leading, the other one's off. The other, whatever. Like they could go back. They could they distributed the responsibility between those two as far as whose team it was. When you got three who have proven that they are franchise players,
correct.
To me, that's just
and yeah, in their prime.
In their prime.
That's
I'm
super
sorry.
team. That's a super team.
Because like you said, I think you might have said it earlier when you had Clyde and Barkley and Pippen, or was that Olajuwon? Right, because
past their prime. Don't
right,
count.
But they were past their prime.
Kryptonite was in their pocket.
Yes, and Scotty was coming off of the injury. Even though he had done the surgeries and everything like that, he was depleted as it was to his prime.
Mm-hmm.
So, and obviously, Barkley was way past it because he just didn't have the work ethic to stay the level he needed to be there. And Akeem, I mean, you've been in there for over a decade, pounding it out like that. I mean, in the trenches, it's going to take its toll. So yeah, that they were past it. But what they did in 2010, no, sleazy way.
Yeah, facts.
So for me, that's why it stands out to me that how they finagled it. They cheat, like I think it was Jeff Teague said it. They cheated. Like y'all cheated. You know what I mean? Like you went against the spirit. You went against the spirit. The guys you're supposed to be trying to beat, you teaming up with.
Yeah, facts.
Like I
always said,
Kobe won.
Because Kobe won.
Because Kobe won
his fifth.
That's why you did it.
And like I always say, we got cheated because we were supposed to be able to see Wade with his own team, Bron with his own team, Melo with his own team, D Rose with his own team. We were supposed to be able to see all of them battle it out to see who was the real dude.
And you know what else? I want to give you another shout out. Mentioning Rashard Lewis. A lot of people forget how good that dude was.
Absolutely.
Like they really forget. Like my man was, he had that funny run, but that Joker would bust your ass.
Yeah, absolutely. He was.
You know what I mean?
He was.
Hey, get those likes up. I don't even know what they're at. Hey, the mods have been on fire. The chat's been on fire. So everybody keep it up. Oh no, you know what? Everybody go to bed. We've been up late enough.
Hey, we almost done. I'm just getting a couple of more phone calls. This is the last topic, man. A couple of more phone calls, and we out here. All right, man. Thanks, Jeff.
Have a good one.
Yep.
All
right. Aircraft carrier said the people were calling Bill, KD, and Booker super team. Bill's not a superstar to me. He's not a number one. I mean, he as a number one in Washington, he proved he wasn't a superstar because he couldn't carry them to any type of success. Forget consistent success. He never was successful with the Wizards as a number one. Never. He's not a superstar. I knew that. Right. KD is. I think Booker is as well. But Bill is not. He's regular. He's an all-star on a good year. But he's regular. A very good regular. Not a superstar. You get what I'm saying? But he was really like that. He would have done what Harden did in Houston. Bill couldn't do it though. Not a superstar. Right. So I heard somebody mention the Cavs with Kevin Love and LeBron and Kyrie. Kyrie a superstar. LeBron's a superstar. I don't know if Kevin Love is a superstar for me. However, he could be one of those exceptions like Klay Thompson. Now, I did see him carry Minnesota as a number one. Was he successful in it? I don't think so. No, I don't think he was ever made the playoffs. I don't know if he made a playoff run. He put up great numbers though. So he could kind of trick you, but is he a superstar? Is he a number one? Could he do what AD can do as a number one? Probably not. I mean, even Bosh did it in Toronto and was successful. But yeah, I mean, Bosh is a superstar. I don't know if Kevin Love is. So I never called the Cavs with LeBron and Love and Kyrie a super team, but they were very close, just like the Warriors was very close. And it depends on Klay and Love. It depends on Klay and Love, which also is funny because a lot of people were saying that the Cavs was outmatched against KD when it was actually evenly matched. You got LeBron and KD matched up. You got Steph and Kyrie matched up. You got Clay and Love matched up. You got J.R. Smith and Iguodala matched up. Like, that team was very even. Very even. The only thing that made it look uneven is that the Cavs run a flawed offense of your turn, my turn, with Kyrie and LeBron, high screen and roll spread offense. And the Golden State Warriors ran a very dangerous team-oriented offense that was very hard to guard. And, you know, that's what made the Warriors look like they were so much more advanced than the Cavs. But it wasn't the players or the roster. It was the offense that was running. You know, you run a flawed offense when you play with LeBron. You know, that's a flaw. That's the same offense Caitlin Clark is trying to run. Right. So, yeah. Miami Heat, the Heatles, super team, the Boston Big Three, super team, the Brooklyn Nets, Big Three, super team. That's 3 super teams in modern day. I'm trying to think if there's any more. Possibly the Warriors, possibly the Cavs. It just depends on what you think about Kevin Love and Clay. Not Miami, but Phoenix with Bill, no. The Atlanta Hawks, no. The Clippers with Paul George and Kawhi, no. None of Tim Duncan, Ginobili Parker, no. The Detroit Pistons with Rasheed and Billups, no. The Lakers with Shaq and Kobe, no. The Bulls, no. The Lakers back in the day with Magic, Kareem, and James Worthy. That's very tricky. Magic superstar, yes. In his prime, yes. Kareem superstar, yes. Was he in his prime? Maybe at the beginning. James Worthy, is James Worthy a superstar? Very good question. If y'all count James Worthy as a superstar who's a number one, a Superman, a number one option that has proven he can carry a team to success consistently. Well, James Worthy was never a number one for anybody's team. But was he a number one that never got a chance? Is he an exception to the rule like Clay? Is he a legit number one that can carry a team successfully but never got the chance? That's the question. The question is, was Kareem still in his prime? And are we using the exception to the rule for James Worthy? Is he a number one that can carry a team? And if you think Kareem was in his prime and James Worthy was a number one Superman, franchise carrying player that can carry a team successfully as the number one, then yes, the Lakers would be a super team by my definition. Boston Celtics with Bird, McHale, and Robert Parrish. I'm going to say no on Robert Parrish being a superstar, and I'm going to say no with Kevin McHale being a superstar. I think Bird was the only superstar on that team. We got to stop saying just because a team played really good basketball that they're a super team. They played really good basketball, but they only had one superstar. Hit said James Worthy is a superstar. Well, if James Worthy is a superstar, then the Lakers was a super team. So you can add that to the mix. And I got the definition, but I don't have all the answers on who y'all think a superstar is. Right. I mean, for my money, you got to prove it with very few exceptions. But you got to prove it. And with the exception to the rule, I could at least watch Clay's whole career to make a judgment on if I think he could carry it. But I don't have enough on James Worthy to watch other than stories to be able to tell if he could carry a team as number one. I can guess that Clay can, and you know, I seen Reggie Miller carry a team as a number one. So I seen Allen Houston carry a team as a number one all the way to the finals. So I can make a guess. I seen Ray Allen carry a team as a number one. With Big Dog Glenn Robertson was number one in Milwaukee. Ray Allen was the number one in Seattle. And he had an injury plagued I think he was there 2 years, and he was injured 1 year, and 1 year he was semi-successful. I don't, so I mean, Ray Allen's a superstar. I've seen him carry a team. I've seen Allen Houston. I've seen Reggie Miller. Do I think Clay could have done it? It's possible. But I got more footage on him to make that call than I got on James Worthy. So I'm going to still say that James Worthy got to prove it, and he didn't prove it. And I'm still going to make the judgment call on Clay and say I think he could have done it. So that's my thoughts on super teams. Let's get one more call, man. One more, and then we can end it. Aboriginal T said Allen Houston was a monster when healthy, could score at every level. That's a fact. And in multiple ways, that's a fact. I mean, it's a lot of two guards, man. Like Mitch Richmond was nice. He just got stuck in Sacramento for so many years. After he left Don Nelson and Golden State, they got stuck in Sacramento. And then they bought him to LA. He got a ring with LA. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, Mitch Richmond was a dog. Who else? Allen Houston is a two guard. I mean, you can say Sprewell was nice. Michael Finley was pretty good. Ray Allen, that was a lot of good two guards, man. Glenn Rice was good. Yeah, I don't get super teams mixed up with great teams. Super team, like I said, I can count on my hand how many super teams I've seen. The Warriors with KD, the Miami Heat Big Three, the Boston Big Three. Shoot, that's 3 of them. I thought I named 4, but yeah, it's less than 5, in my opinion, in modern day basketball. I mean, obviously the Boston Celtics team that won freaking 11. Obviously, it was some super teams over there as well, right? But yeah, for modern day basketball, yeah, I can count less than 5. So great teams is different. There's a lot of great teams out there. The Lakers was a great team with Shaq and Kobe. Great. The Bulls was a great team with any team with Jordan. The Boston Celtics was a great team with Bird. Detroit Pistons with Isaiah, Bad Boy Pistons, great team. Detroit Pistons with Billups and Rasheed and the Wallace Boys, great team. Even the New York teams with Patrick Ewing was great teams. Stockton and Malone, Utah Jazz, always great teams. It's a lot of great teams. Oh, all of Tim Duncan championship teams, great teams. A lot of great teams out there. A lot of great teams. Not a lot of super teams. Not a lot of great super teams. I thought I was going to get more phone calls on this. I thought more people, I guess people realize that their definition of a super team really sucks. Why don't you glorify Brian longevity game, man? You play too much. Ask what LeBron brought to the game. John Wayne, get ready for the fake season injury so he can do a farewell tour with another team. Yikes. Next year away from Luka in LA. Dang. That's crazy. All right, y'all. I'm out here. No more phone calls. I'm out. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Scream. Thanks for the I said to the Scream like it's a movie. To the Stream. Hit him said he'll call, but I never answer. You hit him. You must be calling when someone's already on the phone. When I'm talking, sometimes you might be behind on the stream and you think I'm off the phone when I'm actually on it, and you be calling. But yeah, a lot of people call when I'm already on a call. So yeah, but yeah, appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Sorry it was so long. I try to keep the next one down to 2 hours. But there was some good stuff in here. I had to get all that off my chest, man. But I catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace.